Welcome. What's up, everybody? If you guys don't know me, my name's Ray, aka Figgy Smalls. Just a little bit of different platform that's happening right now. I know you guys are used to IG lives, and if your first time coming here, welcome. And if it's the same crew that's coming out, what's up, guys? I know I've been MIA for a little bit. Life happens and everything, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I missed you guys as well. Hopefully you guys are well. Hopefully everybody's good. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We got a good show. Got a good interview. We got a good guest. We got a good co-host. We got good everything today. So without further ado, I'm actually going to go introduce one of my good buddies and my co-host here. He actually runs the G.I. Joe Classified Northern Outpost on Facebook. He's a Facebook group. But a recent convert to the Mythic Legion. So welcome, Adam. Adam, what's up, buddy?
Hey! Are we live?
We're live, man. We're cooking with gas here, buddy. So yeah, Adam, recent convert, G.I. Joe. We're all good at that. My next co-host is a good buddy of mine. He's actually just recently got back into toy collecting, and he got into it hard. Not only that, he's actually got into toy photography, and he's just really exploded. My good friend, Eddie from Eddie and His Toys. What's up, man?
Up, guys?
How you doing, big guy?
Thanks for having me, man.
Good. No, thanks for coming out, man.
Good.
How's everybody doing?
Man.
I know it's a Thursday night. But why not? Why not wait till the weekend, right? It's just we're here. We got a good guest. We got a good vibe and everything. So before we start everything, I just want to give a big shout out to my buddy Mike from E Collectibles. I know he's got a little blurb over here. He's helped us out, put this thing together. He doesn't only do... he's actually the only retailer from Canada right now that's doing Mythic Legions. But he does Marvel Legends... the works, man. We got Star Wars Black Series, Super 7. Read the ticker. He's got everything you need, to be honest with you, right? Also, our friends from Dusk Till Dawn Customs. I know our guest has bought some stuff from him as well. Incredible. I guess artist, because I think it is. You're still making that kind of stuff, right? In regards to customs. So hit them up, please. Without further ado, I don't want to talk too much about ourselves, but our guest here, he doesn't really need a lot of introduction. But if this is your first time, checking out this channel or just checking out toys or anything like that, and if you just somehow kind of wandered in here, our guest is actually a host of a show called Legion's Lounge. Fantastic host. And he's actually, I'm not sure if he's the official, but I know for a fact that he's always posting the first pictures and of reveals and stuff. So he might be the official Mythic Legions photographer. I'm gonna introduce him as such. Okay, none other than a 1/6 shooter, aka Trevor Williams. Trevor, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Yeah, let's give a round of applause because we're dorks like that, man.
Let's just applaud.
Anyway. This is we're in front of royalty over here. Royalty for sure, man.
Please stop.
I just thought if we didn't, and you felt like we should have, we'd look like assholes.
It's a weird thing. Like, what do you do? Like, I do this, and I bring guests on, and it's kind of like anticlimactic. You don't have music or anything like that when they come in, and you just kind of have to like, hey, here he is. Like, that's it. There you go. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Eddie, right? I'm glad you at least wore a toque. I wore a toque specifically
cold, man.
for you guys. You guys are here with your baseball hats on.
Full disclosure, I had a toque on when I got home from work, but I changed out of it because it's
your outdoor toque.
Is that what it is?
We're as Canadians, we're always struggling against the stereotypes of.
I know. I have several, I have Kevin from Toying Around and Jason Lapidus on there, and I like busting their chops. I love Canada. Listen, I might be moving to Canada in 3 years. Who the hell knows what's going on?
Hey.
There.
Oh, really?
Well, not
Sounds
really.
Good,
we'll see
man.
how things go.
Where are you from, Trevor? If you don't mind me asking, I already know the answer. But New
Yeah,
York?
I'm in New
Okay.
York. Yeah, Long Island specifically, so just
Right on.
outside of Manhattan. So yeah,
So pretty much the same weather, same a lot of
yeah,
things.
it's all the same. Yeah, I wear this outside sometimes.
But moving forward, guys, you know, I know, like, once again, I did a little bit of research. I've followed you for a long time. I've watched the show. I've obviously seen the photos, right? Huge fan. I know you hear it all the time. But for someone that doesn't know you, what's your origin story, man? What started you? Like, I know. See, yeah, exactly. So everybody just buckle down.
The origin story is funny. I guess in terms of like what I'm doing now in toy photography, it kind of started. I had some photography background. I'm in graphic design, and you know, out of necessity, I had to take pictures. I hated when I went to school. Okay, full disclosure, I'm older than all of you. But when I went to school, there was still dark rooms and things like that, right? So I hated photography. I didn't care for it back then. Then when digital came in, I liked it. It was, you know, much easier, much better. But I didn't really do it a lot. I just did it out of necessity. But I had a camera, and I got a couple Hot Toys figures. It seems to be like when The Force Awakens came out, a lot of people like it, you know, not to be cliche, but it awakened everybody's like toy thing. You know, I mean, it's kind of the start of when everybody was getting back into toys. So I was just taking pictures of them on the shelf and putting them on, you know, groups and you know, chat groups and stuff like that. And I thought I could take it further because I do, you know, I have graphic background. I could take the picture. I could put them into. Oh God, don't show that. Jesus, don't ever.
I went deep, man. I went deep.
No. You went too deep.
No, but it's funny. But like, I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. And this is like me at levels like that are, you know, 10 times what I'm at right now. Which is sad. But this is like your first photo, dude. And I was like, let's see, like, what's his first ACBA photo or whatever. And I'm telling you, man, I couldn't even replicate this, even all the stuff that I have right now. So it's crazy. But go on. I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, I know. That's. But that, I mean, that's basically what it is a shelf shot that I took into Photoshop. You know, obviously did the lightsaber and enhanced the background and stuff. Before I started doing practical stuff, or even had room to do like, you know, sets and things like that. Started posting it up on Instagram, and I started seeing all these people. I literally thought I kind of invented something. It's insane because I wasn't exposed to it. You know what I mean? But when I got on Instagram, obviously there were, you know, I don't know.
And this is actually
not nearly as many people.
2016. That's I mean, this is It's considered really like OG, man.
There were people on there for about at least a year before me. A couple that were.
Who's that? Like Sergeant Bananas, like the big guys.
Johnny was up there, and Captain Chaos, and a couple other names that some of them not around anymore. But so those guys had been around for a couple of years. But 2015 I think was when everything started to explode, and I got on just at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. So it was a surprise that there were that many people doing it. It was kind of shocking, but it was cool because it opened my eyes to a lot of other things. You know what I mean? As opposed to just taking shots on black backgrounds, or you know, I like the lighting. I think I took the lighting quickly. It just took me a while to get into sets and things like that. So that's kind of my origin story. I don't know how much further you want me to go. That's how I started.
When were you born? What happened?
Right. And then I was dropped in a vat of acid. And
talk to us about like bit by a spider or gamma.
Oh yeah. Wow. Talk to us about this though. This is
wow, I mean, CNN.
Look at you. I went down your feed. It's not. I don't know if that's research or not, but
okay. I didn't realize this was even in my feed anymore. So CNN contacted me and a reporter from CNN, not the entire organization, a couple other toy photographers just before May 4th, and that I think May 4th had just started becoming a thing around 2014, 2015 too, I think, because Star Wars wasn't anything really before The Force Awakens came back. So anyway, he wanted to do an article on the photographs. And we're like, yeah, that'd be great. So, I mean, that was a big thing at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I woke up that morning and I just started refreshing CNN and looking for the link.
That's insane.
And,
That's
it kind of
amazing.
like, it was good because it's kind of solidified it for my wife that this was actually something that wasn't a complete waste of time.
Now, when you said CNN contacted you,
Yeah. I think they were doing research on Instagram. And I was doing a lot of Star Wars stuff back then. So they probably just checked the tag or something like that. Because I didn't have I wasn't anywhere really with a big following or anything at the time. So I just kind of got lucky on that one. And that one must have caught his eye or something. Who knows?
was it a phone call or an email or like what?
Just a text. Just texted me directly, direct message. Yeah. Just, yep.
Were you kind of
amazing.
like, is this really CNN? Why is
yeah, I mean, the guy was like super cool,
Telemarketer.
and I was just like, I'm like, where's this gonna be? Like CNN? Is Wolf Blitzer gonna be like announcing me or something?
Yeah.
Were you a guest on Mad Money?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, no, you'll be in the entertainment section of on April 4th, but I think it's still up there. I mean, I've seen it recently. I don't know. I
That's
had it
insane.
bookmarked it someplace, and I've got like 70 bookmarks in my my phone that I keep open. So. Who's gonna be yeah. Official
So-
tiny breakfast. Thanks, Greg. That's not an inside joke. If you're on the Cabal, you know what he's talking about. If you're on there today, you know what he's talking
Absolutely. So, Trev, are you the official photographer of
Yeah.
Right On? Okay.
Oh, we got
Um,
it right. Thank God.
I know. I'm shooting in the dark, and then there you go. But I mean, how can you not tell? I mean, every time there's a product reveal, they give you a shout out and everything like that. So, and it's just, I have some shots that you did do, and it's just like,
Cool.
Your style, it just works. It works for the product, right? So,
They were, So I do all the black, boring turnaround shots too, but
I
I do
don't
all
know
the
about that.
exciting, So I got into them a little late, like probably I just missed the Kickstarter, right? And I got in, grabbed some stuff from an in-stock sale, which back then, if anybody complains about in-stock sales now, you have no idea. It was nuts. Didn't work half the time, you know what I mean? So I grabbed some stuff, and the first thing I opened, I ended up getting like 2 Keltis figures. Like I didn't even know who Keltis
Wow.
was at the time. So yeah, I got lucky on that. But as soon as I opened it, man, I started playing around with it, and I'm sure everybody here has experienced the same thing. It's like, wow, this
Yep.
is something cool about these
Something
things,
special.
man. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And,
Totally different line, you know?
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible in hand. I was a big Star Wars fan until I got Mythic Legion and completely destroyed everything for me.
yeah.
Yeah, it's taken over, and it became my favorite thing to shoot. And I'm just big into that fantasy genre anyway. I really love fantasy art like Frazetta and the Hildebrandt brothers and Boris Vallejo and all those guys.
Mhm.
It's kind of, I grew up on that, and so it really appealed to me. And I couldn't believe that there was a fantasy line out there. And so I took the pictures. I met those guys. Luckily, New Jersey is hop, skip, and a jump away. Went to one of the Toy Fair shows that they do there and started talking to them. Super chill guys, and they knew the work. And I think I was under the pretense of doing an interview for them. I was working for a toy magazine at the time. But yeah, we just got to talking. They invited me to one of the G-Cons, and that's where it took off. Like, it was just like, hey, you want to do the photos for? I'm like, yes, please.
So great.
Yeah, that was
I
just
love
like
it.
so not. Yeah, sure, no
Hey,
problem.
why not?
Yeah, all right, cool. Normal Saturday for you, I guess, but to us, my head would be exploding.
I worked it. Let me put it that way. I worked it. I was working for that. So it wasn't just I sat back and they came to me. So
Yeah.
You mentioned you got those Keltis with I think on your Instagram feed at least that's your first Mythic Legions.
that is my
Picture.
first Mythic Legion shot. Yep.
Now
Now that's research.
how much? What's the time frame between like you getting those with the in stock sale, photographing them, meeting the guys, becoming the photographer?
The one that I had shot that the first time I met them, it was a while after that. That was the orc on the throne. Whichever,
Yes.
yeah, that's
I
a lot of
think,
people
yeah.
were like,
Oh, I love that. That's
people.
my favorite.
Thanks. Yeah, that's where people who are into Mythic Legions like kind of started to be like, oh, who's this guy? This is cool. Yeah, that kind of took off a lot in a lot of places, ACBA and all that stuff. So that was the one that I had shot like the week before I went there, and oh, nice. Yeah, and they knew that one. They were like, "Oh my god, yeah, that was so cool." Blah 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 blah. You know, so it started a conversation, and of course, I bought like 30 legions while I was there.
It probably didn't hurt.
No, butter them up a little bit. Yeah, but that was it. So I don't know how many photos between that and that there are. There's probably a lot, quite a few actually. I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll down to find it right now.
Yeah, the Keltis, I think I opened that up, and I opened the other one up, and I think I had one more skeleton figure, and maybe I had 3 of those. I might have 3 Keltis. And I'm like, immediately, I gotta do a shot with these guys. And like, I think that day, the day they came in, I shot that picture.
Like reading all the comments, some of the comments, a lot of people are saying like they use you as inspiration for their stuff. You know what? To be honest, I do too. When I look at your pictures, it shows me certain angles and stuff like that. And I just started this photography journey like 7 months ago.
Oh wow!
And, yeah, so it's actually really, really great stuff, man. I'm a big fan. I just wanted to say that. Sorry, totally random.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay, guys, sorry.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's a great community of people, and most, if not everyone, is willing to share stuff. And I'll put when I remember to take them, I'll put my behind-the-scenes shots up, or sometimes take a video again if I have time. And for my YouTube channel, I've got a few videos up there. I'm working on more behind-the-scenes stuff. But yeah, I mean, people are open to sharing ideas. I mean, none of us invented this stuff, you know what I mean? Like we I love that shot. So it's why not share with people. And I see new accounts showing up all the time that are like that sometimes you can tell there's either a little bit of a hint or they're just blowing me away within like 6 months, 6 or 7 months, you know what I mean? They're like, wow, that there's so much you can learn now. When I was in it was a lot of at first, it was a lot of explosives. Everybody was doing explosives, taking stuff outside and blowing stuff up and dirt flying. And there was a lot of that. And stormtroopers, buried in the sand and shit like that. But slowly but surely, like, people's got a lot more progressive with it and a lot more creative with it. And yeah.
Oh, for sure. I've definitely used you as a foundation to develop my own way, but I mean, obviously, you're a big influence in my shots. So
cool.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, no worries. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It is good to like, take something, and I don't mind if somebody, kind of takes an idea. I mean, don't reproduce the shot necessarily, but you take an idea and that you learn from it, the snow, the lighting, whatever,
that's right.
Fog, whatever it is. The digital background, which of course again isn't my thing, that I made up. So take it and do your own thing, man. I mean, get your own style. It takes a while. It took me quite a while. I would say only within the last couple of years if I feel like I have a style. You know what I mean? Like recognizable. I mean, people have said otherwise, but I don't feel that way. So,
do you think that you mentioned that when it was dark rooms and film and it was labor intensive and time consuming, mm-hmm. it was effectively a different medium. Do you and I say that as somebody that's older than I look, and I used to shoot a lot of like skateboard photography.
Okay.
And there was like everybody protected their secrets, and now in sort of the digital age of photography, mm-hmm. people are a lot more willing to open up and share sort of how they did something, because it doesn't always translate to you can do it too. you do have to, like you said, kind of find your style and refine
Absolutely.
what you're doing, because on some level, if everybody has access to the equipment and to the process, you really have to do something different and unique and original.
So when you were shooting, was it film or you were digital?
I was shooting slides. I was shooting slide film.
So it's like back then, it seems like it was also, there's a barrier to entry in terms of learning, you know what I mean, to use the camera, because you had to have film or whatever, you know, like you had to, it was just a little more intimidating. And you couldn't see what you were doing instantly and say, oh, no, I screwed that up. You had to take a whole roll.
That's right, yeah.
Go get it, processed, and then find out if you
hundreds of dollars later. Yep.
Exactly. Like it could have, like, oh, I got nothing out of this, or I got
nothing useful.
Right.
Somebody mentioned that behind the scenes ice troll, and you mentioned that you took hundreds of shots.
Oh yeah, hundreds.
Like that's to me, that's such a foreign. That's so foreign.
Well, I mean, the reason that I take hundreds of shots is because I use a lot of fog. I use fog in just about, I mean, I would say 99.5% of every shot. So fog is, you know, I've found it a way to control it to some degree, but it varies from shot to shot. So, you know, you can get too much in the front of the camera and then your figure's too obscured, or it hit the light in this area and it got too bright, you know what I mean? Or it just caught the light and it was too dense over here and it wasn't dense enough over there. So, I mean, it's kind of out of necessity that I just have to take hundreds of shots before I can get something, one or two or three that are like in the realm of what I wanted. So I just keep hitting the camera. You know what I mean?
Do you use do you use aerosol cans or humidifiers?
No, I use a fog machine. I tried atmosphere aerosol, but I find that stuff to be really, it's got a smell to it. And I shoot indoors. Like outdoors, that stuff is great. Although I do think it leaves like a little film on the figure sometimes, but it depends on the figure.
Okay.
Outside, it's great because obviously you can't bring a fog machine outside unless you've got an extension cord. Or I guess they have portable ones now. They have some expensive ones, but yeah, inside it had a little bit of a smell, and I just didn't like the film that it was leaving. But it's good. It's good stuff. The fog you can get to sort of sit. You know, if you want that like sort of spooky medieval castle feel, like that all along his feet. Yeah. Well, yeah. Even in the one that you're using for the background there. But yeah, this. It's there, but it's not there. You know, I'm like not killing it.
It adds a layer, right? So
it adds some depth to it. It's almost, I think of it as atmosphere and less of like. Sometimes I use it to like it's fog, like it's, you know, dense fog at the feet of a figure or something, and sometimes I'll just blow it around, and it gives it, you know, an atmosphere. It's almost, you know, like there's mist in the air or whatever. Just it gives it a feeling. I don't know. I like it. So, but I was saying, like with film back then, we didn't have. I mean, where did you go to learn about using a camera? You went to the library. You bought a book. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Now, I mean, the idea that you can just go on YouTube, you can't save or hide any technique. I mean, I don't care who you are. There's very little that you could do now that you're doing now that you come up with that is uniquely something that nobody else has done, and you probably can't find a video for on YouTube. You know, somebody
just
doing
Google it, baby.
Yeah. So, like, what's the point? You know, what's the point of hiding it and saying now that I do post processing, which I feel is like something I don't share a lot of. I will. But there's certain things that I do that I don't want to share because it kind of gives, I think, my photos a certain look.
For sure.
So that's kind of stuff that I hold a little close. But, you know, the rest of the stuff, lighting and stuff, I mean, that's all stuff you can learn.
How much, you mentioned post, how much of your work is practical and how much is post?
It's all practical in terms of what you see is what you get. I very rarely will Photoshop out. I'm kind of... When I started with ACBA, in the ACBA group, I kind of thought it was a little wacky. And impractical. And, you know, I had somebody who told me they thought it was like, you know, the Amish for toy photography. Like you're not using technology. You know, I mean, there's a stigma of Photoshop in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm an admin in there now, and I'm actually trying to like pull them along to say that, you know, Photoshop isn't a bad thing. You know, you don't have to necessarily, you know, Photoshop all your stands. You can use it for other things to edit your photo, make it clearer, bring up the contrast. You know, I mean, nothing that is really going to mess with the practicality of the shot. But for the most part, I try to do that. I try to do it practical. I try to do like everything here you see. That's all fog in the background.
It's beautiful.
They're all, yeah. I mean, I've got some more dynamic shots where you'd be like, oh, you must have taken out the stand. And in some cases I have, but it's all practical. So the only thing I'll do in post is I might layer a couple shots, just mainly for the fog, mainly just to get the fog, you know, where I want it. So that's pretty much all I do.
Awesome.
So it's all practical.
Patty's asking a question. What's your experience with lenses while shooting back projections on screens?
Well, there's two tips for that. A circular polarizer is a good thing to have if you're going to use digital backgrounds. It's mainly used if you're shooting outside and you're shooting in sunlight. You'd put it on your camera. Some of them already have UV protection just for the lens anyway. But it also, you can turn it and dial down the back sunlight, the backlight, because the TV is a light source, right? Mm-hmm. So you can turn that and dial it down a little bit. The other thing is, what are you saying with lenses, though? Experience with lenses while shooting lenses. I'm not sure what he means by lenses, but lighting-wise, I use stuff called cinefoil, which is like a black matte foil that they'll wrap around like lights and stuff in a video shoot or something like that. That way you can keep it from the glare reflecting off the screen. That's the tricky
wow!
part.
So the light still shines through, even though that cinefoil on top.
Well, what I'll do, I actually use it as like a barrier. So if you've got like a lume cube, I don't have a lume cube here, but so if you've got this thing, I'll show it to you. If you've got a second.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere.
Love it.
I have it in one of my videos too. I think it's in the Doc Nocturnal video. I talk about this, but so it's just this stuff. It's literally like tinfoil, but it's like a flat black tinfoil.
Oh wow!
Very cool, man.
These
are great tips.
It'll hold its form. So, like, let's say this isn't enough, but let's say the camera, the screen is here, right, and you've got the light you want it to be here. Now, depending on your camera angle, you're probably going to see a little line of light reflecting on the screen. So you can just take this and like wrap it around, shape it however you want. So now you've got the light still directed where you want it to go.
Wow.
But you cut off the light here. So that's what you do.
All right, I'm going to try that. That's awesome. That's a fantastic tip.
And you can use it over and over again. If you cut the sheet, to a certain size, you can, it lasts until it starts to fall apart and crumble. So it's good stuff.
Great stuff, man. Yeah, I run into that all the time too. I just play around with the light source, just not to reflect on the digital screen. But that's
it's
awesome
a real
tip.
problem. Yeah, it's a real problem. Like this is, this is mainly blocked, but that's a digital background as well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about here. It's because to get the diodes, to make the diodes, to buy the diodes, it takes a lot of time. It's expensive, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess this using the TV screens, computer screens, it's kind of made it a little bit more easier to. Yeah. It's still pretty hard, and tips like what you just said, kind of set people apart. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's a game changer, right? So.
The key to that stuff, and I might have this in a video too, or maybe I've been thinking about it, is to match the lighting in your background. Like if you look at that, the light is coming from behind the figures in the picture. And so that kind of you can either do it either way. Like I want to backlight this, so I've got to go find an image where there's like a sunset or there's a bright sun in the background, so it matches the lighting that I want to do. because that's where you blow up. If I had lit this from the left-hand side, obviously that's not going to match the light, the main source of light anyways, coming from the right. So that's the key to matching those things. And I also try to keep the digital backgrounds kind of to a minimum, like making them a minimum part of the shot.
Yeah.
And also try, if I have some sort of prop or a rock or something that I can kind of put in the middle, you know what I mean? So you have that foreground, you have that middle ground, and then you have the background, which, hopefully you can minimize with some real world props and stuff. Yes, the focus depth is key also with the T. Yeah, you will, if you're shooting it, f20 or something, and you're only about, I shoot about 3 or 4 feet away from the TV.
Yeah.
F20, you're going to see the lines. You're going to get the lines in the TV coming through. So that's an issue no matter what. I mean, you can try to use some fog. I've done that before, where I'll just blow some fog behind it and hope to God that it kind of obscures the background. But yeah, I mean, you only have so much depth you can go unless you're going to move the TV back, and then you've got a problem with the height of the TV. And
correct.
It's always. Yeah.
So just get a 100-inch TV. That's problem solved, right?
I'm shooting an 85-inch. So.
I need a 100-inch 4K TV.
That's it, man.
That's what I'm shooting.
Come on, guys.
4K TV.
Quit your belly aching. Facebook user, whoever you are, I'm not seeing your name, but great point, good segue. Dorina is a great figure. What's your favorite figure? Just in your collection?
Jay
yeah,
Wright.
Come on,
That's
buddy.
Jay Wright's comment.
Is it Jay Wright? Jay Wright in the house. What's up, buddy? And also, what's your favorite figure to photograph? That's a two-parter. And away we go.
At this point, it was Ravina, because Ravina I think I shot 2 or 3 times in the past, and I still do like that figure. I think it might be this one now. I think it might be Hadriana. I just really love this. I love that helmet.
That's amazing.
She just looks badass. I'm really like an army of the Odysseus, as you can tell from the buying all the Max Bird stuff with the horse.
Yeah, that's...
But I think it might be Hadriana, which is odd. When I first got into it, I was like, I like the knights, but I really like the skeletons. Like skeletons were my jam. But yeah, that or Ravina, I think I'd have to say at this point. Right now, I'm really looking forward to that Attila 2.0.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
that looks. I mean, I had it in hand. It's awesome.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna touch base with that later. We're gonna touch base on. You gotta stay focused
I don't have it anymore.
And don't worry, we'll pick his brain on that. But I just wanted to say, people, it's not even my favorite photo of yours. It's like my favorite, I think, Mythic Legions photo, and then just toy photography photo ever. I was talking to the guys over here, and it's just dude, I don't know. It's just the feel for it. I feel like I'm getting sweaty. I'm about to go fight with these guys. You know what I mean? I'm just breathing in the dust. Everything. And of course, the star of your shot is your favorite figure. So I should have known. But also because she is the leader, so it could have been thing. But this is fantastic, crazy. If you want to talk about it, I know that there was a behind the scenes that you did as well. But I wish I had a bigger photo, guys. My apologies.
This one, I don't think I actually ended up taking. I thought I had taken pictures of the behind the scenes, but I was trying to. This was going to be part of a collage that I was thinking about doing, and I didn't end up doing it. But because everybody just liked the shot on its own, and I liked it the way it came out too. So this is really, really simple, though. This is a backdrop that's just behind. I have these grass mats that are like moss. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I put any kind of prop in between that and the background. Just the background was so far back that it didn't make a difference, and I was going to fog it up, to give the idea of the, the dirt flying up and things like that. And the key to this one, the middle horse, and I didn't put this one. I put it in an ACBA. Did have a stand. You can't see the base of it, but there was a little arm coming up because there's 3 feet off the ground of that horse. Which horses will have four hooves off the ground sometimes, but
right.
So that's the only thing I wish they had in the horses was a little hole in the base, and I may put it in some of mine just to have a stand. But other than that, I mean, there's filler behind there. There's a couple of what are they called? whatever the long sword.
Oh, Hal, yeah.
Halbinger. No, not Halbinger. What the hell is it? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there's some stuff behind there just to fill in a couple of nights and stuff, just to make it look like there was a lot more people there. But yeah, it just ended up the color, and I don't know. It's just one of those things that just ended up being really good. Yeah, this is one of my favorite.
Now I want to buy more toys. It's just brutal.
That's the point.
Yeah, buddy.
My
What is your
goodness.
first day? This is what we do. We just
I
enable
know
each
you're
other.
right. That photo, man. Jeez.
You know, if just Jay Hernandez invented the walk for all the other, I think you
Right.
invented the I'm about
The
to go to
gallop.
war pose. You know what I mean? Like that's like the guy on the left over here and the guy on the right is just like this is I don't know. We got to coin that somehow for you, man.
Yeah, cool.
The gallop walk. Yeah.
It's
The gallop
charge.
walk. There you go.
Yeah,
the charge.
charge,
You're doing the charge. I like that. Hashtag charge. The charge.
Plastic charge. There you go. Trademark. I'm going to be doing that.
There you go. I think we actually touched base on it already, but your favorite faction is the Leodicius, right? You said?
It's Army of Leodicius, and it wasn't. That's like probably one of the ones that when I first started collecting, I had not a lot of interest in. But they didn't have a lot of great. I mean, they had Otho, you know what I mean, and Attila was cool. But other than that, it was like the collection of I guess the Night Builders were on there, but they looked different. Suddenly, when they started coming out with, not Freya, what's her name, Faustia.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Faustia was like, oh, okay, so they got this little thing going on with this red and this gold thing, and then they came out with Hadriana, and they came out with Magnus, and I'm like, wow, this is looking cool.
Yeah.
And then those red shield soldiers that everybody slept on. Yeah,
See,
and
Adam? See?
it came together as like a team.
Yeah, I only got 5. I'm sure I slept on it. I should have got
Oh, 5 is pretty good, though. I mean, you're fine. I started doing some custom
Oh, wow.
dudes for those, so like I've been going
hold
nuts
on. Let me
with,
pull you up there, bud. We got to look at this.
and big and
Wow, look at that helmet. Damn. That's crazy. You did that?
Oh, well, let me do it. Hold on. What's that? Oh, 1 second here.
there we go.
There you go. That's amazing.
What did
Is
I
that
do
3D
here?
printed?
Bird stuff. This is
Sorry,
This
I clicked too many things.
That's okay. I forgot where I got this from. Shit, I'd like to give my plug, but I can't remember. This was
Oh,
my
man.
action figure custom helmet that I painted. I painted the
That's
shield.
Crazy.
That's the best helmet I've ever seen. It reminds me of like the Hound, but
And then
lion.
the rest of it is
Right?
mainly pop and swap between a couple of Magnuses that I bought and the Red Shield Soldiers that I painted the pauldrons, but other than that, it's kind of just a pop and swap of the rest of the things. So
Folks,
They
if
should
you
make
know
that
where we got that shield, pop it in the comments because that's a good looking shield. I kind of
Yeah,
want to know where it
it's
goes from.
for sure.
Yeah, so Trevor, do you make your own dios?
Yeah, if you the dio that's in the background of that orc on the throne shot is a dio that I made.
I still
and
gotta
used-
find it. 1 second, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. I used the hell out of that for a long time because I spent so much time cutting those stones into that thing. It took forever. I have a platform of rock, like stone, like a stone platform with like individual stones that are cut up that I made, and I did I painted it all up, and now I use that a lot. It looks pretty good, but I bought some stuff too. I just don't have time. I'd love to do it. It's fun, but it's time consuming.
Oh yeah, definitely. This group makes a lot of dios. That's why I asked. It is really time consuming. So
Oh yeah. Oh nice. Oh cool.
I always like your set pieces. That's why.
Yeah. Some of them are Crashbox customs. I
Crashbox,
use
yeah.
those every once in a while. Josh Green, Sage JDG on Instagram is another guy that I bought a couple things from. So he does some great stonework and stuff. So yeah.
Nice.
But there's other people that I want to get stuff from. I gotta schedule it with people. But it is fun. You made your own?
Yeah, I made a forest and a bunch of Ray actually nice. is our Dio guy. So
nice.
Like I made this thing. So
oh wow. Yeah, cool.
But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Definitely fun, but definitely time consuming.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yep. I'm still trying to find that orc picture. I saw it. Oh, as I see it right here. Disregard.
Couldn't even.
That's my favorite picture of that orc picture. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So the pillars I made. That's the stone platform that I was talking about, and then the backdrop I made as well.
I think you have a picture of it. I think standby. It's for you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was putting it up when I was spending so much time that I wasn't shooting anything, so I'm like, I better put something up on Instagram. And I'm like, all right, here you go.
What's your second favorite faction?
My second favorite faction.
After that, what's your least favorite? How about that?
I kind of like Xylona's Flock. I mean, that's another one that it's a cool. They got some cool characters, and I think with the Alithia, it's going to be even cooler. But then again, with Alithia, the vampires are looking pretty badass too. So
holy crap, yeah!
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, I mean the skeletons. I know we're going to have. We have Poxus now, and we're going to have whatchamacallit, Necronomicus, which will be a lot more skeletons or dead. So we'll see. I'm sure they're going to come up with some really, really cool stuff. I still love the skeletons, but
can you imagine a dead horse, like an undead horse? That's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully, I hope that they can take the horse and like do something with it. I mean, that's another mold. I mean, the thing is, like, every time you do something like that, you got to make another mold.
That's right.
But it would really be cool to see like an almost skeletal horse. That would be pretty cool.
We can dream.
Yeah, exactly. And the moose. Yeah, Nate says the moose for sure. Can't wait to get that moose.
No, I was gonna ask a minute ago, but my camera started getting funky and I lost the sound for a minute.
Oh, okay.
How dare you?
So you do Legion's Lounge with Nate.
Yep.
I
do.
What kicked that off? What was the impetus for doing what we're essentially doing as well?
We started it last year on IG, which I think you guys did too. Just as Mythic Mondays, and it was just it was just a thing to like. It's an excuse to talk about Mythic Legions, basically. And IG was cool because we could. Like, you can just pick somebody out. I mean, you got to be careful. Hopefully they're fully clothed and stuff like that. But to talk about it and like walk through the collection and stuff and talk about that. And it was cool, but it was getting a little limiting because we wanted to actually talk about things that were going on and show pictures. And, when we had guests on that we actually wanted to talk about things like the game, the guys who putting together the game. It was like you couldn't see anything, on that screen. So I decided I had the YouTube channel. I was doing stuff for it, but I wanted to like add more content. So I'm like, this is the perfect content. Let's put it on there. It's not exactly toy photography, but we do talk about toy photography, so it fits. It all fits.
Yeah. Patty's got a good question. If we want to go down that route, anyways, would we go after the four horsemen are released? This question is for the panel. Let's open it up for the figures now. You guys want to talk more about photography? I mean, we're just chilling, we got some time. Whatever, man.
What do you think? What do you think, Adam?
I love that question, but let's roll it back a little bit.
Sure.
Have you seen the next wave?
Oh,
you know what's coming?
I've not seen the next wave per se, but I have seen many things.
I see it in his eyes.
I've seen many things
You're
that are
holding out
coming
on
down.
us.
No, I've seen many things. In fact, there's a box over here.
No.
No.
Amazing.
Your camera falls.
By
It's all
accident.
covered up. I've seen a lot of stuff that it's going to blow people's minds. I mean, yeah, just a lot of stuff. I can't go into it, obviously, but yeah, it's going to be pretty damn cool.
Is it a dragon? Just wink if it's a dragon. Just wink.
Don't do anything if it's a dragon.
Yeah, just stand there and it's a dragon.
We're getting
right?
a dragon. We're getting a dragon. You saw it, folks. You heard it here first. No, I'm just
I
joking.
knew it.
So nothing.
I got a
known.
non-spoiler follow-up to that question. Do you know what they're going to send you, or did they just send you a box and kind of say, do your thing?
I talk with Chris, sometimes with Jeremy, but Chris is kind of my liaison there. He's the production manager over there. William Smithsonian on the Cabal, if you know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's sending me some stuff tomorrow that's going to be for something that's coming down the pike to give me an idea. Occasionally they'll just spring something on me like, hey, we're sending you a box tomorrow. It's got this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, okay. But as far as the waves go, I generally know ahead of time what's going to happen. I haven't seen it all together because, they're in parts and pieces and stuff, and they're painting them. And, then they'll ship them to me, sometimes in parts and pieces. So, yeah, to some degree, yes. But it's different when you open them up and you put them in your hand. It's pretty cool.
David Williams, what does he say? I think it'll be God Waves for Mythic.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh,
Yeah,
I can only hope.
They said they have lots of plans, so yeah.
Yeah, there was a post in the Cabal. I think it was today, and I think I messaged these guys in the group, and why not? Right? We got the four horsemen. Why not kind of do the inverse and do, the
like demigods and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can essentially do infill for the horsemen, as well as sort of do the gods for the good gods, as somebody said.
It's interesting. I think they've, when I first got into it, I didn't even care about the backgrounds and the bios and the stories and the factions and stuff. I looked at them more as like just fantasy fodder, and I put them together in pictures. There's one with the almost like a D&D party with the dragon in the background. But the more I got into it and the more it developed, I really liked the story and the stuff that they were kind of putting out there, and then just kind of developing stories around those characters and the stories. And I think that maybe this is just one arc of the story. We're getting the game that's kind of like with the Aetherblade and trying to bring back Arethyr, and Arethyr is one horseman, and then maybe that's the next story is the next horseman, and the next story is the next horseman, and then after that maybe there's a whole new story. You know what I mean? Maybe the whole new sort of arc that's going to happen after that. Who knows?
Well,
you think they're going to go to another fantasy land, like not Mythos?
No, I don't think they'll get away from myth. I think they'll build on this, but maybe there'll be some other great enemy or something like that, or maybe new factions will emerge or something like that. I think there's plenty of life in this. Eric's great. Eric Treadaway has got some an incredible mind for world building, so I'm not worried about that at all.
Well, Facebook user says Tavern Wenches. Dude, I'd be so down. You know what I mean? Wenches, give me like a baker, give me like a something
maybe.
Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
something to
that'd be
make
a
my
fun
bread.
way. And that's what dude, you're like a mind reader. That's what I was going through to get to, like that picture. Did you have it posted, or was that in the Cabal that you posted?
It's
that
on
picture?
the Cabal, yeah. It's on
Oh
the Cabal.
man, I that was like, and if we get bakers, we can get like wench. Because you know what, I built for my good friend Johnny Tam. I built him a tavern, and we're like
I think I've seen that. I saw that.
Yeah, thanks,
it looked
man.
Great.
Oh, I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't know if you said it looked nice. But thank you.
No, it looked great.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, but I remember trying to take photos with it, and I'm like, nah, everybody's in freaking armor, or like, you know what I mean? So that was
self-serve.
Self-serve, yeah.
self-serve bar.
Self-serve bar.
You
But
know?
like that would be like a cool thing, because I mean, I don't know. You got somebody's got to serve the drink. Somebody's got to make the swords. Somebody's got to bake the bread.
I actually think that they could probably. I don't think they will, but I think that they could probably sell something like that. You know, they'd have to sprinkle it in with the waves and stuff. But I think it's ripe for somebody else to come along, a third party or something like that, and just fill in with. Because you don't really need them to be as detailed, articulated, or come with all the extra. I mean, what are you gonna give me? 2 aprons with my baker? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? I just need a guy who looks like
CJ, hook the guy up with some aprons, man. Look at it.
Exactly.
The biography like for the baker doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah. Or you know, the tavern wench or the bar keep or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. Well,
she's got a long story, but it's not. You don't need to hear it.
Oh boy! But that's something I definitely want.
But it doesn't.
Yeah,
townsfolk. Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure, man. Because I mean, you're starting to create the worlds. You got the dios. The shots are good, but like you said, I know that they're on such a tight schedule, and it's funny because we're talking about like, hey, what's going to happen after the stuff in the mythos? Like, dude, it's taking almost a year and a half for a wave to come out. Like, we're going to be 70 if we have that problem. Like, we're it's like, hey, what are we running out of stuff? I'll be like, in a wheelchair by that time, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's good to always plan ahead, and I'm sure they have the ideas already. And it's not their fault. Hasbro, like any SHF, everybody's facing the same problems, right? So
the thing is though, like I started out as a Hot Toys collector, so all the complaining that I hear about, not about this specifically, but other things, like Super 7 and the Ultimates and things like that, and Mezco. I mean, God knows I'm still waiting for my '89 Batman.
It had to come up. It had to come up. Yeah. This is a Mythic Legions chat, but hey, why not?
I know.
Oh, no, I'm just joking.
Like, I'm used to that. Like, Hot Toys was you put in your money and you could pay it over a few months.
Yeah.
Which is a difference. That is a difference. But also, you're talking about $250, $300 a figure, so that helps. But you wouldn't see that thing for a year. And then if there were any delays or any changes in the schedule, you wouldn't see it for a year and a half. And you just kind of forgot about it until it came in, and that was it. You know what I mean? Unless something really went long. So for me, like, I put in money on a wave, and I know these guys. They're if things are working over there in China, it's under production. You know what I mean? And things are going to come fast and furious. You're going to be like, stop pretty soon. Like, please give me a break. But yeah, I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? Like a year to me, it's not bad. If you're getting things in that you got a year, I understand people coming into it and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait to get some of these. I got to wait a year to get get some reinforcements, buy some stuff off BBTS.
Yeah, that's exactly. Keep yourself busy over here.
There you go, reinforcements. I got along with like 5 or 6 figures when I first started out, and I had enough fun with those. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I'm pretty much brand new to the line, and I
there you go.
I went down that rabbit hole real fast.
So now, did you go back and start getting like collecting older stuff, or did you like kind of go from where you jumped in forward?
Yeah. So
you got some heat, man, real quick.
I mean, being in this group and sort of knowing these guys and sort of having a couple connections, like you can see, I've got 2 empty shelves, and it's not because I don't have enough toys. It's because I have so much stuff coming that I proactively
preemptively.
Yeah, this is my. Where is it? It's not mine. This is my Mythic Legions.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then it's pouring onto the floor at this point, and I don't know where the rest of it is going. I don't know where Cosmic's going. I don't know where.
Dude, send them some over down here on this side. I'll take care of you.
Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right.
Man.
Store them for me.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, for sure.
Sure. Cool.
Just helping out a buddy.
But yeah, I got pre-orders in for waves, and we're a little bit lucky being kind of a smaller market. There was still some stuff available, so I've got pre-orders for Alithia and the Deluxe and the Deluxe, those guys, Deluxe Legion builders, and I got
cool.
So I timed it perfectly. I kind of got in a couple months ago, and I got a whole bunch of stuff on the way.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you got some of the Aether like post ISS and stuff like that. Yeah, that's good. That's the way to go.
Yeah,
that's what I tell people when they're getting into it. Just grab what you can off the next sale that comes along.
Yep.
See if you can get in touch with somebody who's going to a toy fair or something where they're going to be, and or PowerCon or whatever, and grab some there. I don't think they bring them to PowerCon. I think they just bring the Motu stuff there. But yeah,
I mean, for the All Stars, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Motu figures for All Stars.
No, that's not going to happen. But
what's that?
I don't think they're going to release the Motus anymore, aren't they? Or are they?
I think they're still doing tribute figures. Yeah, I think they'll continue to do tribute figures.
I think that got misinterpreted. I think they're just doing it safely, whereas some other
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. They're not going to do those for the All Stars, no. But every All Star they release like one or two tribute figures. So I assume that'll still happen to some degree. So
you're telling me there's a chance?
Exactly. Were you guys Motu people too, or like in before or no?
Yeah, it's not my thing. I know Ed is.
Me neither. Yeah.
My gateway is Lord of the Rings, right? Into this land. So
yeah, for Gondor, man. For Gondor.
Then again, you're an everything guy. You collect everything, Ed. So your gateway to this is just everything else. So.
Oh, we're a lot alike then, because I collect everything.
I'm looking through his feed, man, and that's another thing too. Is I'm looking through your feed, and I'm just showing pretty much all the Mythic Legion stuff. But I know you're really into Mezco. Like, what's your vibe right now? What's your vibe right now, man?
Minifigure ones in there. Those blew
he does,
me away.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm getting out of Lego. Lego's a pain in the ass to shoot, and there's just people who do it just like that's what they do, and they do it really well, like Brick Panda and stuff like that. They're really good at it. It's a challenge, which is why I liked it at first, but I'm kind of done. I think I'm kind of done. But yeah, what did you say? What am I vibing?
What are you vibing with right now? Yeah.
Well, it's always Mythic Legions, but I've been vibing on this Razor Crest. That's really cool. And the vintage.
Oh wow, yeah, I saw your pictures.
So the Razor Crest got me into the vintage collection for all the Mandalorian figures, and now I'm really liking the vintage collection. And I'm grabbing some other ones. You know what I mean? Like just like non-Mandalorian ones, and I'm like, damn it, these are pretty good. Like
what's
they're
the scale
really
on
nicely
those?
done. Those are 375. Yeah,
375.
Yeah. Yep. 3.75 inches. Sorry, not centimeters. I don't know. But 1/18 scale. Yeah, exactly. But those are nice, man. They're really nice figures, and they don't take up a lot of space either, which is cool.
I think that's very true.
You're 1/6 shooter, so you started with kind of the Hot Toy stuff, and then you went to effectively 6-inch or 1/12 scale. Now you're 1/18 or 7.5.
Yeah, I know. I'm really gonna lose my card.
Warhammer shooter.
I can't change the name at this point. You know what I mean? But like, I still shoot one. I think I have a 1/6. I just shot a cowboy with the Red Dead Redemption knockoff.
Yeah, that looked awesome. What line was that?
Like
some random.
God, I forget the name of the company. It's a third party. These third party companies, man, are killing it. They're doing incredible stuff. I mean, yeah, it's all illegal and like it's not a good thing, whatever. But like, some of these figures are just too good to pass up, and that was one of them.
I saw one of your posts. There was a couple of comments. Somebody was bringing that. We won't get into that, but that's weird, man. Like it's toys. Like it either brings you joy and it's fun. Or
I get it because it depends on what it is. Like I used to I knew some people who did custom work. Now I'm not going to go down that line, but like I can see that if somebody started doing, Mythic Legions like figures,
there's a gray area.
It's not. It's an IP. They own the IP, but it's not like they. There's a specific character. I mean, this is literally the guy from the video game. Or I just bought a Gambit from Susu Toys, which is incredible, a 1/6 figure. But it's Gambit. You know what I mean? They don't own the rights to that, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I have this Starscream. They call him a space destroyer.
The names are the best.
He's Starscream.
Cajun card dealer, guy on the train. Yeah, they were great. The best
I saw that figure. That looks great.
The best was the Foe, which was Willem Dafoe. They called him the Foe, or something.
Dafoe.
But I mean, they're ripping off major mega dollar entities, which isn't still
maybe they
right,
change a little bit. It
makes
totally...
me feel a little bit better about it, but I get it. I mean, I wouldn't want it to happen to somebody like the Four Horsemen or something like that. At that point, I'd be like militant about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's Inkblot. Exactly. I got that. That's great.
For Rorschach.
But here's the thing. Give, Mezco, buy the, they have the DC license. Give me all the Watchmen figures. I will buy them all. I'll buy every one of them from Mezco, from the license for the $125, whatever it is. But they're not making them. So, and I want it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Send them an email.
Yeah, there is, I mean, on some level, there is if there's a gap in the market and somebody can get to market faster,
that's it.
And give it a name like Inkblot. I mean, there's a gray area. I'm saying there's a gray area. I agree. Yeah. If you're infringing on an IP and it's a very flagrant, infringement. When you're buying a Gambit that's called like
Cardman,
whatever, right?
Cajun card.
The Cajun, yeah.
The Cajun,
and he's
Raging Cajun.
Right.
His cards light up, but they're blue instead of pink or something. And you're just come on, man.
No, they're flagrant about it now, man. They're brazen
about putting
this stuff on it. It's like, here it is.
And it's kind of bad that these figures are awesome. Like, they did the who was that? Logan, I think. Man, that's I wanted that figure, but
that little 1/12 one, that was incredible.
Oh, brutal, man. So it's not like they're bad figures either. So it's a little bit tough, right? But I mean, if you want to support your
Todd McFarlane just went after a company that actually he didn't even go after the company. He went after the retailers who were selling the knockoff Spawn. So they did a 1/6 Spawn figure recently.
Oh wow!
And Toddy Mac, the Todd father, went.
Todd father. Yep.
She's like, you're not selling Spawn. Spawn is my character. But I get it. Like, that's his bread and butter, man. Spawn is his thing. So, like, I can imagine. I can't blame him. You know what I mean? At the same time, make a 1/6 figure. Give somebody the rights to do it and do it yourself. You know what I mean? So people want it, obviously.
100%.
Anyway, this is a Mythic Legion show, so.
Right. No, man, it's literally anything and everything, and I know we try to focus up, but I mean, like, we all collect everything, and but
it's hard not to talk about everything else.
Of course,
it's hard not to. Yeah.
Toys are life. Doesn't matter what.
Death Dealer, can't wait for that. That's gonna be great. Yeah, exactly. Toys are life.
Now this is I want to know the answer to this question, but it's also kind of a plug, I guess, for you in a way.
Oh, good.
Ray, have you got my favorite picture queued up there?
I've been trying to find it.
What?
Talks amongst you.
Find
no, because
I sent it to you.
It's on my. I'm not sure it's on my Instagram, but anyways, talks amongst yourselves.
I know that on your
I'm
website
gonna go take a look at it.
You sell prints.
I do, yeah.
And it mentions that people can request prints to have.
Sure.
I need that Thistlethorn printed up.
Oh, I have that.
I didn't see it on this.
I've been trying to find it.
I may not have it up on my site. My site is woefully attended to, so I probably don't have it. Just DM me. I'll.
Okay.
I probably have one already printed up. You mean Thistlethorn on the branches and the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I have that one.
That's if I can find that picture.
I love this. I'm new to the line, and I love that little furry.
It's a great little figure, man.
Every day, Trevor. It's about that guy.
Yeah,
Watch
it's.
your last-
I hear it. If it's not Why Hero one day, it's like, oh,
That
something's
one.
wrong with Adam.
Wow.
I watched your last. It's not 2019 February, Ray, if you're looking for it. Anyway,
2000. Okay.
yeah, I was watching your last show, and you literally had your name as Thistlethorn on there.
We were
cool
testing out
figure.
StreamYard, and I thought that would be funny, and then it just
Yeah.
I didn't change it, and I
While we're
really
waiting,
awesome.
as I find this picture, you already kind of did it on your show. Just in case somebody missed it, what's your top 5, or is it top 6? And what is it for?
just wing it. Just wing it.
AS5. You know what they are.
I don't remember actually. I picked 5. God, there was no. You don't understand. Like I do so much like prep for these things that I slap these together and I forget. I have it here though. I'll look it up. So my all stars are. So I've been getting into. Where'd you go? There you are. Fury Orcs. Like I started making some.
Yeah.
I had no interest in these guys. Right. There was just the one figure, and it was like, I like the green orcs. I'm good with the green orcs. But I've been buying some custom sculpts and painting them up as Fury Orcs.
Wow.
So I got that sculpt. I got this guy. Recently, I did. So I'm like really into the Fury Orcs. So I want Fury Orcs to come back because I want more bodies and I don't want to have to paint them red. So that's one of mine. The next one I think was. Which one was it? Urzak. So Urzak hasn't been done. Yeah,
You love the
Urzak hasn't
orcs.
been done. Well, Urzak's one I don't have. Like, there's not too many that haven't been in an All Stars wave that it supposedly takes them off the table, right? If they've already been in an All Stars wave. So there's not many that are from back then that I don't have or that I need that haven't been in one of those. Urzak is one of them. He's never been in one. So Thord Ironjaw is my third. I know everybody's
One day, please. I need him.
I know. Me too. I don't have them. And the Silver Horn Sentry was my fourth because, again, I like Xylona's Flock. The game is coming out. Those are really army builders, and like I mean, they're the sentries. They're like the knights, and I only have one, and I want more. So that's my 4 right there.
Roger that.
And then my wild cards were.
Etheron.
I said Etheron, which I actually just picked up.
that was my wild card pick though too.
Yeah,
I'll take them.
Yeah, I would still like to see him released because I think a lot of people know them, but need him. But Joe Gonsalves, who's in the Cabal, actually DM'd me right after the show and said, "I have one. It's loose. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." I'll get a box later. I don't even care.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of dropped a hint to these guys, but after I did my top 5, and I made my, my Thistlethorn pitch. Somebody in our group reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, I want to help you out."
Nice.
You got it.
I've got one on the way. So
No.
he's not like.
Well done.
The Grail. Congrats, man.
Nice.
The Grail.
And there you go. There you go. Here's your
I
print.
told that guy he's getting a massive shout out, and
Nice. That's great.
I was blown away.
That's awesome.
But I'll save that for another video. But
that's awesome.
So what you do is you get this print, you print it out, and then you put Thistlethorn right there. He's gonna get his own detail.
No, that's gonna go on my bedside table. I've got a frame with my wife's picture in it, but I'm gonna
put it on top.
I can put that somewhere else.
We'll take her out.
She's next to me anyway, so that'll just replace.
Honey, I know what you look like.
Exactly.
Right
It's a Thistlethorn.
Thistlethorn's in the basement. I have to have a picture.
Yo, messed up, man.
That is an awesome picture. I didn't really get to see this one before, but I'm gonna definitely check it out later.
This is definitely up your alley there.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
like those shots as well, right? But yeah, man, holy smokes.
Beautiful.
Again, it's just Yeah, I mean, it's just matching that light to the back. Even though you don't see much of the background, you'll notice it. You know what I mean? If you don't match up, you can just see that tree in the background, and the light is hitting the tree on the right side. And if you try to do anything else, it's just going to look, you know.
Trevor, is that a terrarium like tree? Like, would you put in like?
It is. It's
yeah, that's awesome, man.
It's a really good looking one.
I'm gonna go pick some up.
Yeah, it's really good looking. And then I found like in a craft store, like they have those, people can make wreaths, I guess, and stuff out of those little plant things, where they had these weird looking things that I guess are like succulents or something like that, but on a small scale they look like a little plant. So that's what's
perfect.
It looks amazing
because it's to scale, right?
It
it's hard to find plants that are to scale.
The leaves are just hanging probably from one of these gooseneck arms here, and those are from I think those are also aquarium. You know, and
then you just cropped it out.
Yeah, so you can't tell where the branch is coming
excellent,
from. You really
man.
Need it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whew. I just want to take some pictures.
That's the thing. It's all about like I'll tell people I'm doing the minimum amount to get the shot. And if I know when people start out, they get these dios and they want to. I see this in ACBA all the time. They want to shoot the whole dio. They want you to see the dio, and their two figures are like small in the middle, or they're over to the. It's like there's no focus here. Like get in tight on the figures.
Yeah.
The dio at that point might be a little out of focus. You might not see every aspect of it, the little power thing or whatever. Like, but you want to take tons of photos in this. Don't show the whole thing.
Ah, very good. Yeah.
Just use it as background and fill in. You know, if you've got to do something like that, just use what you got to use to get the shot you want. Set up the shot, and then just literally like put things in place and like, that's good enough. Looks good in the lens. You know, I've got a bunch of tape over here, but you can't see that. You know what I mean? Nobody cares.
Oh, awesome! I'm gonna try that.
Do you use much forced perspective?
Not really. There's been a couple of shots I did with the Millennium Falcon. A friend of mine had. There's a good example of that, but there's not a lot of.
You shoot pretty.
I'm probably going to do that with the Razor Crest. I'm probably going to use the 1/6 Mando and Grogu and have the Razor Crest in the background if I can get my table big enough.
Oh, that would look good.
But yeah, not really. I mean, there's not. If I've got props, they're probably to scale. So yeah, not. It comes in. You know, every once in a while it comes into play, but not a lot.
You did just say that you kind of keep it pretty tight around the figure anyway. Yeah. So I guess
exactly.
I guess for your particular style, it's not hugely important. I love that shot too.
Yeah,
just
the light.
Crazy. The light.
I don't know how you're doing that. I know
that's all natural. And like,
no, it's not. It's not Photoshop.
Nope. So.
What? No, you had a little thing shining into the treasure chest, and then the light from the back. I saw that behind the scenes, and it blew me away.
If you click, you'll see it.
There it is. Okay, there you go. Magic of.
Yeah.
So, if you've got a small area, like that window, and then it's even made smaller by the what's his name? God.
Snag.
Yes.
Snag.
Snag being in there. And you got a bright light. I got a lume cube behind him. You can see how bright that is. And then you just blow smoke through that narrow channel. If it's got any depth to it, it's going to create this line of light that the smoke is just going to pick up, and it just looks like that. And yeah, then I had a little light that I just kind of shined into the so you can see when this happens.
Smoke, yeah.
So it just settles, and then it kind of just stays there. But now, here's the thing. It doesn't... Well, that kind of filled in right there. But I usually do like a 1.5 to 2 second exposure on almost all my shots because of the fog. I want the fog to sort of dissipate. It actually looks right there what it looks like. But so that'll help solidify it a little bit. So, yeah, that's it. There's actually another light. Oh, you can see it over there, I think.
So, Trevor, I use a humidifier, and do you recommend that, or is that?
My only concern with the humidifier is the humidity.
Just wet everything, right?
Yeah, I mean I guess it depends on what you're putting it on. You know what I mean? If it's not going to hurt anything, it's probably fine. I just got a little cheap fog machine. I do run a hose from it.
So you do it indoors?
Yeah, this is indoor. This is right here, right next to me in the basement.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna look.
So what I do is I have a fan that runs out to a crawl space, and I put that backwards, and it pulls all the smoke.
Oh, fair.
Oh, I was worried about that. Okay.
Because if the fog settles, it will. If it settles on glass and stuff like that, it'll make it a little, greasy, slimy, but not too bad. But it's. But you want to pull it out. You really don't want to have it all over the place.
No, that looks amazing.
It
so
looks so simple
natural
too.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like I was thinking that there'd be like 15 lights, super crazy setup. But like you said, man, it's just tight shots, and I think you're shooting more of, I don't know what the ratio is for Instagram, but I find when I do toy photography, like I don't like the landscape so much because people have to zoom in and this and that. So you're kind of like giving them as much as you can with that style of I guess it's longer rather than wider.
The portrait,
the portrait,
it's I shoot to whatever I want the what I want the shot to be. So I'm not like trying to figure out a ratio because most of those don't fit Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have to add a little padding on the side or something to them.
That's fair.
To fit. But yeah, I'm just shooting to get the shot that I want. You know what I mean? So I don't care what the ratio is, but I try to fill the lens when I'm shooting. It's probably not always smart because you might want to leave yourself a little bit of room to crop, but I kind of crop in frame. You know what I mean? Like I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I want. So it doesn't leave me a lot of room for change, but it works out.
Yeah. Hey guys, before we kind of finish this thing, any questions? I'm gonna try to look at the things here. Sorry, we're a little bit distracted there. We're trying to put up the comments.
Okay.
Whoopsie daisy. Here.
Show it. Snag for AS5. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I think this video is slowing down my laptop a lot. 1 second.
Oh yeah.
I think everybody was just kind of hanging on all the answers. Like, there's not a lot of questions. There's just
there's a lot of responses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jay asked, what troll are you guys wanting to release if All Stars 5 includes a troll?
Oh, what's
I think
Bronzes?
you guys talked about that in your show.
We did, yeah. The only one the Ice Troll hasn't been re-released, but that was recent, and I would say Brontis is probably
it's gotta be
on
Brontis,
board.
man.
If it's going to be a troll, maybe they won't do a troll. I don't know.
Second chance at him. Finally. Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm not telling secrets out of school, but because I don't really know, but I'm positive that you will see a second wave of Cosmic before the first one is even out. Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Well, you'll see a pre-order.
It makes
You'll
sense.
see a pre-order because you're not going to get Cosmic until probably Q1 of 2023. So they're not going to wait a year.
Yeah.
We're going to get another wave of Cosmic going, and then once that's out, you'll get another one in 6 months, and they'll be doing that. So hold on to your wallets.
So you're saying there's a dragon coming?
I love through all of that. That's what you got, eh?
Did any of you guys get the?
Oh, he's getting a direct. Oh yeah, big time.
Oh
He's
yeah,
right there, bud.
The 5K.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
this is nice.
I love it.
They're a little limited in their articulation, but they are cool looking.
I know.
They got war pigs coming, right? So
that's what I want
for the dwarves.
For the dwarves, yeah. I think they got.
I haven't seen that.
Little
crazy
shot.
The thing is, I think that Four Horsemen will probably be, again, this is not inside knowledge. I don't know. They don't have anything in development that I've seen, but probably be doing something, along those lines. I would think with mounts. I mean, they've got a moose, they've got a horse.
Got to do it.
And
I imagine that they're going to be better articulated and,
for sure,
nice looking. So I'm not spending $200 or whatever on any more of these. I don't think right now. I'll wait till they come out with those.
They were in the comic book.
They were, yes.
They had They had the what did they have? Like a wolf and a bear. And so
Oof. Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey, do you think they're ever gonna make a bat for Mythic Legions, like a Build-A-Figure, like what Hasbro does, and
I'm gonna, it would make sense for them because they are Build-A-Figure. I mean, that's the whole point
That's
of them.
true.
Is that they're modular,
Right?
But it's
Maybe
not
a
something
dragon?
it's not something I feel like they would be into. I don't know. 'Cause
Nah,
I feel like they're so like customer friendly that they wouldn't want to make somebody have to buy something they didn't want to get.
That's right.
that
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? They're like,
They
here it
do
is.
that
Like,
with
you want
availability.
this giant whatever it is. You know, this
you
giant.
gotta buy the baker.
Like, buy the giant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to buy the right. You got to buy the baker to get.
you
his
gotta buy
arm.
the baker and the pig.
Yeah.
oh, you didn't want the wench? Well, I
Yeah.
guess you gotta build the giant.
You don't want the cheese? The cheese wheel? No, I just want the giant.
No, I just want the arm of the giant. To answer the fog machine, it's just a cheap, regular party fog machine on Amazon, like $35, nothing special.
Perfect.
There's some really nice. There's a nice one somebody just came out with. It's like a handheld thing. It's like $500.
I'll forget it.
The
whole wave right there.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't.
That's one
justify
figure
it.
for us in Canada.
Yeah,
All right.
with shipping.
I had
Exactly.
with shipping and shipping
I
costs
know.
more, man. Holy cow!
I know. I talk to Kevin on Toying Around all the time, and I sent him one because he got the horse, and and I'm like, you got to have something to go on the horse, man. So I sent him one of the red shield soldiers.
Yeah.
And man, I was just like, yeah, I'll send it to you, and it cost me like $14 or something to send it to him. It was like, this is nuts.
It's like $50 shipping.
It's crazy.
You mentioned that you use a cheap fog machine. Do you find that there's a little bit more? Like, is there a sense of like is there pride and sort of a sense of accomplishment if you can use something that's super cheap to sort of create an effect or something that you know that there's a product out there that will do it for $500 like that fog machine?
I never thought about that. I've seen people use it in different ways. This guy on TikTok that I know, he's used it with, like, I have a tube. Again, I built sort of like a tube off the front end of it to sort of narrow it and be able to control it. I've seen him use his where he kind of, it must be smaller than mine, and he puts the thing like right down to the surface and lets the fog go, and the fog just kind of like drifts out. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I've ever tried that way. I have it close to the ground and it works, but like actually putting it just straight down and letting it sort of like pour out the bottom. So I'm getting away from your question, but like I haven't really thought about it that way. I'm happy that I don't have to spend more than $35 because I tend to go through them once a year pretty much because they tend to burn out. Sometimes I'll leave them on and whatever.
I use my vacuum hose, and I duct tape that to my humidifier.
There you go. Yeah, it's the same. Exactly the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the humidifier. I've never thought about that. Does it stay though, or do you have to kind
of?
It
does actually. You know what? It's actually I use it on my my foam, my diodes and stuff. Mm-hmm. It doesn't affect it at all.
No, but does it?
And it lingers. Yeah, it lingers.
It lingers. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it really works. Like I put it in my I put the tube in my Sentinel, and it looks like the Sentinel smoking.
Nice.
So, I mean, I was just playing, but yeah, it works. So nothing gets really ruined. But yeah,
don't rust out those batteries.
Yeah, it's just melting. He's really dying. But yeah, that's my ghetto photography.
That's Jay. That's Jay again with that reference there.
Don't buy figures from Jay.
They have a particular aroma.
Yes, smoke-free home. Bullshit.
Smoke-free home.
Last couple of questions here. Head packs coming. Any heads you're hoping they release?
What do you guys think?
Screaming Orc.
I want some
Screaming
female...
Dwarf. Screaming everything.
Like emotion, right, Ray?
I want emotion packs.
Yeah.
But I want to. I'm really happy with like Attila coming out with some new head sculpts and stuff. I'd like to see them go back to those characters, like some of the main characters at least, and do some, like you said, a screaming expression or something like that. I'd pay good money for that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it changes the figure 100%.
Because they're like, when they're fighting, they have this stoic, blank face, you know?
Yeah.
They all look like T-1000, you know?
They're all dead inside.
Like
They
Terminators.
do a good job of like some of them like actually work out. Like that.
Here, hold on. I got some.
The Delphina
here.
shot.
Yeah.
She looked pretty.
Yeah,
freaking,
yeah.
It depends on the angle. It depends on the
True.
figure. It depends on the way they painted it.
Well, if you're
you know
like
what I mean?
a
Like
great
that, there you
photographer like this guy, Trevor,
That's
this
right.
can work.
You can make them angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that works totally.
Yeah, sometimes it's lighting. I mean, the fact that these guys don't have eyeballs is a little easy. I mean, they almost do have like a mean expression on them to some degree. But
You know, I think the skeletons are amazing for emotion because you can just open their mouth, you know?
yeah,
Like open
Yeah,
their
yeah,
mouth, close it. Like
Yep.
they can be like, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, those are the easiest guys. But yeah, I had...
Other than that, I'd like to see the Attila, Adamon head come out again. I think that's
Yeah.
a good. But
Like these
I don't know if
cats,
they're
I know
gonna-
what you're talking about.
the cats,
like-
yeah,
They're like fighting, but they're not fighting. Like,
yeah, they look angry, but they don't
Yeah.
look like they're screaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've got a.
You know, surprisingly, they have a lot of smiling figures.
Like
This guy?
yeah. I painted up a tiger third party that looked pretty cool. Oh, here it is. Derp. But I mean, something like this.
Oh, yeah.
oh, nice. There. Is
You know
that
what I mean?
King
Like-
from what's that game
From
there?
Tekken?
Tekken?
yeah, kind of. But something like that on the cats would be hot.
Okay, I totally found what you guys were talking about. Like this guy's going to town on some skeletons, and he just looks like he's just hanging out.
That's an amazing picture, though. Damn.
That is a good picture.
Imagine he was screaming.
But he was saying like just something, a grimace or something like that. Like he just looks like he's
Yeah. I mean, again, the angle, you can kind of angle him. He's looking, he's a little, he's just kind of assured, self-assured.
He's
No
gonna
need to
win this
scream.
fight. He's gonna
yeah,
win this, yeah.
He's a very confident fighter.
Right.
too easy. It's too easy.
But it would be, yeah. I mean, any of these where you've got stuff like that would be fantastic with an open mouth
Yeah.
shot. Yeah. So
I think
I'd
that's
like
coming
that.
for sure. That's probably the next evolution of this franchise, like emotion, like what the import lines give you, you know.
Well, it's funny because, yeah, especially with the named characters, it would be great to have a second head. But I mean, the second heads are usually a little simpler. You know what I mean? So it's easier to paint, a little cheaper. But again, as a separate pack, if you didn't have to pay extra for the figure and you
That's
wanted
right.
it or you didn't want it, maybe you don't want expression heads.
That's true.
It's like the hand packs. Like I sat down at G-Con that first year I went next to Eric Treadway. They were doing an interview with me and I'm like, what you guys need is you need like hand packs. You need like
Yeah.
different. And he's like, were you not watching? like
It's right here, man.
we just showed the hand pack. I'm like,
It's
I was
right
talking
here.
to somebody. I didn't see it. I'm like, oh my God, that's fantastic. So yeah, they just need armored hand packs now. They need the little armor
yeah,
hands with expressions. But those were game changers, man.
100%.
Even just the hands, you know what I mean? For
Mhm.
photography is great. But yeah, expressions would be great. For sure. Because I mean,
But yeah, guys.
this guy's angry.
Oh, here we
I mean,
go.
that dude's angry.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a
Let me,
custom head, right?
Pull you up
Yeah.
here.
Jeez, looks awesome. It looks amazing.
right? That's what you need. I'd like to see the Delphina head too. That's a good head. I think that's
I want
coming
to
out
see
with New York. though.
Adriana screaming. That'd be.
Yes.
She's like an angry lady. It looks like. I feel.
She's already
she's-
looking angry. She's
Yeah,
already
she
got
looks
angry
really
expression on her
cheesed,
face.
man. But
Yeah.
imagine she smashes you with a hammer, with just screaming. It'd be.
She worked out. I just took a shot with her with that wolf, and it actually looks pretty good because she does look like she's pretty angry. She looks pissed off.
Awesome,
But
man.
yeah, guys. Any other questions before we head out? Here, let me bring him back here. But yeah, guys, if you don't know, when do you go on? Mondays there?
We go on every other Monday, so we just did this last Monday. Next Monday we'll be off, and the Monday after that we'll be on. But just subscribe. So it's 1/6 shooter. Shoot your toys with 1/6 shooter, and I've got toy photography videos up there, behind the scenes tutorial stuff. Just did one with the Razor Crest. Got Legion's Lounge on Mondays, and if you're into 1/6, I have a show called the 1/6 Pack with a couple of guys who I have Watu and Capes and Rifles who are great toy photographies too.
Wow.
So we talk about 1/6 stuff. So and there's more to come. Like there's lots. I'm going to be doing more shoot and reviews. Like I'll review a figure quickly, and then really the bulk of it is going to be about shooting the figure. So some good stuff on there.
Right on, man.
And guys, thanks again for coming out. I wouldn't mind getting a plug here for our little show that we started on Saturdays, 9:30. If one of us don't make it, somebody will be there. It's Saturday nights live with
Nice.
K. Yeah, real cool. Tudum-dunch. Yeah.
Is
But
it
yeah,
live?
It is live. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
And then episode 2. We're gonna do it this Saturday, and we'll talk about some cool stuff. So yeah,
We're talking about kit bashing
kit bashing. Yeah.
or
cool.
LBC, right? I think that's the
Cool.
Legion's
The cool kids
jargon.
call it.
We're actually going to be talking about that probably on our next show too. We're going to be doing a little contest because Bill Dorklair is on our show
Yes,
too.
right.
And,
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yes.
He's been doing a lot of pop and swap videos and stuff on his channel. So I think we're going to run a little contest for pop and swap. But yeah, it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun just to try and do it. That's going to be good. I'll tune in for that for sure, man. That'll be fun.
Hey, right on.
Thanks, brother. But yeah, guys, thanks we've been talking for almost an hour and a half. But great. Thank you for coming out. Thanks again, Trev, for coming out, man. This is,
man, anytime.
Learned lots. Great origin story. Great. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And
I think I need to add something to that. Just something glowing or a rock from space or something interesting. I don't know.
For sure. But hopefully it's not the last time. I think there was a comment there. If it's if you have some spare
anytime.
time, we'll do this up again. And
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so
Maybe
much,
the next wave or something like that. Or
Ooh,
yeah. And you guys, are you guys coming to Legion? Any kind of coming to Legion's Con?
We're talking
if our
about
government allows
Yeah.
it, man. If our government allows it.
Oh,
Yeah. But everything's kind of opening up. But the thing
Yeah.
is, we all got small children, and I think it'd be tough to lug them around. But once they, kind of grow up a little bit older, I think we're shooting for not this year, but the next year.
all right.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna ride a moose in and just go in there,
The case of
kick the
Labatt's
doors
army,
open,
man.
right?
case of Labatt's and some hockey sticks and really
That's
tear shit
right.
up. Yeah.
Get you some Tim Hortons.
That's right.
Get some nice coffee,
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
For sure.
Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Have a good night,
appreciate it.
everybody.
Peace.